Hey everyone, welcome to Hero Life. Paulie, welcome back.
It's great to be back. Thank you so much, Dan. Good to see everybody. I'm sure everyone looks fantastic, looks really well.
Well, let us know where and why we're welcoming you back.
Well, about 9 weeks ago, the footy season began, and Melbourne is now 9-0. So thank you so much for cutting a moment out of your day to really acknowledge the surgence of the Melbourne Football Club.
I'm pleased it's going so well. And during those 9 weeks, there was a beautiful being created in your beautiful wife's belly.
Oh, that's what we're, yeah, you're right. That's what we're talking about. I recently had a beautiful child. His name is Jude, and he's an absolute dreamboat. He's a big boy, most likely going to be a key position player for the Melbourne Football Club. And he's just fantastic. He eats a lot. He sometimes sleeps, and he's given our family so much joy, and our child Edie just an incredible reason to be a big sister and to just embrace guiding him already, which is just so lovely to see.
Well, massive congrats to you and Nat and to Edie, and welcome Jude to the hero world. And excited for his evolution and for him to be a part of the family.
Yeah, thank you. And Nat is just incredible throughout the entire process. And yep, she's a pretty special woman.
Got to bow down to these amazing women and all they go through. And yes, and the end result being a beautiful baby boy. So couldn't be happier for you all.
Yeah, it's pretty special. And there's been so many incredible shifts that have already come up for us. By no means are we living in a time where we can kind of call our space our own right now. We're still living with Nat's parents, which has been incredibly supportive in its own right. But obviously, there are moments where we're kind of operating within like a phone box right now, feeding and burping and changing a child, but the positives associated with it are so incredible. You get this real community vibe as well, which is beautiful. And yeah, there's not much else to say except it's been incredibly a beautiful fresh breath of fresh air. It's amazing how when Jude was born, the small things like changing newborn nappies and burping and all these things that I feel were like they were just completely gone from my memory, but they just came rushing back like a freight train.
Oh, the joys of a newborn. I was just saying earlier how, Sailor now is almost 10 months. And it really feels that she's just evolved into this bright, shining being. She's commando crawling all over the place. And all of a sudden, she's just like taking over the house and has really like started to develop who she is. And just to see her evolution over the last 10 months has been just amazing. So I'm excited for the journey ahead for you.
Amazing, incredible. And how's your relation, or how's the dynamic between Sailor and Lula, and the development of Lula being a big sister?
Yeah, it's such a great topic, and I mean Lula's absolutely loving the opportunity to spend time with Sailor, and we've kind of like designed a little playroom that we call the Happy Room, and they spend quite a bit of time in there together, and Sailor's just like moving around and following what Lula's up to, and as soon as Sailor takes something that Lula is interested in. Lula comes and says, "That's mine." And it's just really powerful to just like relax and let them kind of sort out the intricacies of play when there's a 2.5-year-old and a 10-month-old there. But just looking around and just seeing how do we kind of in a relaxed way, speak to them and nurture them and offer them solutions, and let them also navigate how they handle the sharing of toys now, and wanting to do similar things and crawling over each other. And it's so dynamic, and I'm learning so much. My wife Romy, she's amazing, and we're grateful for all the amazing support we receive from people that we follow, who just give us great tips on how to and I'm using this word again because I just find it so pivotal, is how to relax and open the space up to be able to look at the situation and empower both of these bright beings, and talk to them. They're human beings, and they deserve to be respected and treated with great warmth and kindness, and also recognizing that we are their caregivers, and there's a duty of care there as well. And so we're still navigating the nuances about that. But I just love the evolution of their relationship, and just seeing, all the triggers that come up when, two young beings are together and they want the same thing, and how to just show up as an open, loving parent. And I'm just loving the experience and the opportunity.
Love it. That's beautiful. Well, I've got to say, even being in contact with Jude, as I come to change him. If I'm kind of in my own head changing him, as opposed to really sharing an experience with him openly, he can lose his shit. If I'm changing him because there's this kind of, I know he's only 9 days old, but there's this divide between him and this weird looking person that is changing his nappy. But if I am really in touch with being present with him, and I start to speak to him about what it is I'm doing, and just telling him about how I'm feeling at the same time, where there's a certain element of calmness that comes on between myself and Jude when that happens and that takes place. And it's a really beautiful thing. And it comes, and it's really powerful, and it's really potent as well, because one moment he can be completely crying the house down, and another moment he'll be like, "Yeah, I get you, Dad. I get you."
That's a beautiful thing to bring up. Just the the power and opportunity of being present with our children. It's so easy to be distracted or lost in thought, but especially when your intention is so pure that I am here to change your nappy. There's an immediate connection of just pure presence there. And I just see how important that is now. It doesn't matter what age that the children are, they are really attuned to presence and awareness.
Right.
And even the most subtle distraction can be really picked up. And so, we're just loaded with distractions in our world, how to remain completely present. And I just find sometimes a bit of breath work can be supportive. Also, just turning off all devices is essential, and just playing and being there with complete conviction, and and sometimes it's reminding myself through short moments, just to be there, to show up, to give my all. And today was a perfect example of that, just playing with both Lula and Sailor very, very early this morning. And it was just they were just wanting me to be around, and I just had a cup of tea, and I was like, you know what, I could sit there and watch, and that would be amazing, but I could also just start doing some crunches, and I could start doing some hip extensions, and I could start stretching, and all of a sudden they're jumping on top of me, and it was such wonderful, wild play. And yet I felt like I was still taking care of myself, and I was completely present with them. And it was just playful. And they were on top of me. They were climbing. I mean, it was just so fun. And I guess I wanted to bring so much that we brought to this chat, but the importance of recognizing time with our kids is a really great time to play and to be present and to move the body, and to just see how that engages with them when you're present and actively moving, and how much they want to be involved in that. And I just don't think it's ever too young to start.
Absolutely. I think a good takeaway action point for this would be to think about, moments in your day where either you are being completely present with your child, or identifying a moment where you could be more present with your children.
Awesome. Well, let's leave it there, and look forward to hearing from everyone. And of course, welcome to the world, Jude, and Paulie and Nat, congrats. And looking forward to some photos and some more stories to come.
Yeah, I'll be posting some photos. I'll try not to go too heavy on the old photo trigger. But yeah, very, very, very excited. Thanks, Dan. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.